welcome to English108.com. Today we're going to look at few of the practical tips to improve our language. Okay? Before we get started, why English? Why should we learn English? We should learn English because maximum number of people on earth speak this language right now, which is why we need to learn the language, because we need to improve ourselves, we need to get connected to the world, we need to meet people across the globe. So yeah, that's why English, it is the working language for so many countries. All right, so it's a good thing to learn, isn't it? So the first thing that you can do is self-talk. Do a good amount of self-talk, which means when you think in English. All right, so we speak to ourselves the most throughout the day, so why not we do it in English if we want to improve the language. Like, for example, if it's beautiful outside, you can tell to yourself, oh, it's such a beautiful day. Oh, it's sunny. Looks like it's going to rain today. Why am I wasting time? I'm thirsty. Let me drink some water. Right? So you can talk to yourself in English. Alright, so we need to use whatever we learn, isn't it? So maybe you can talk to a good friend of yours, join a class where you get to speak in the language. Maybe it's a group discussion class, maybe you can do just a minute sessions, maybe you can have debates or impromptu speeches and things like that, right? Yeah. And if you're comfortable posting on social media, you could do that as well, right? You can take pictures, videos, and you can write anything about it. Just in case you're not really comfortable on social media, you can record yourself, whether it is your video or your audio, and listen to it back, and you can see how where you stand at, and you can do a good amount of self-evaluation through this, right? Let's talk about memory. So here are a few of my personal tips. Okay, so now before we get started, before we continue, let's talk about memory and language. So language is exclusively dependent on how well you can memorize words, patterns, sentences, idioms, and things like that. So if at all you have good memory, you are more likely to remember things and reuse them, right? So it's a good idea to always improve ourselves when it comes to your mental energy, right? So just in case you're wondering, few of the tips are here. So waking up before sunrise. So these are a few of the Vedic tips. Okay, so I have tried to incorporate few Vedic tips. All right, so just in case you're wondering what is this all about, yeah. So waking up before sunrise will enable one to improve one's mental energy. All right, so you get more creative when it is early in the morning, so it's a good thing. So let's look at this. Be conscious of what you store. So obviously you do not want to store trash. Like, we watch plenty of content online, so you do not want to use up your memory with the content that is not really useful or not really worth it. Okay, so obviously that's that. So this is my personal recommendation. Consuming plenty of fruit and vegetables will definitely make you sharper and enable you to improve your memory. So eating meat and dairy or maybe oily food will only make us feel lethargic, and sedentary lifestyle that we lead will definitely not help one to improve one's mental energy. So yeah, consuming lots of fruit and vegetabilities. Yeah. All right. So sleeping early. If you want to wake up early, you got to sleep early, right? Yeah. So according to the Vedas, back in the scriptures, it is mentioned that a person has to sleep by 9 at night and wake up by 3, 4, or 5. Yeah. So these are magic hours to wake up. And they say that 9 to 12 is the time when your mind really gets the rest. So it's definitely a good thing to sleep early. Yeah. All right. So obviously staying fit and working out. So working out doesn't mean that you have to hit the gym. All you can do is just, maybe take a walk or a jog, or yeah, just do a few sit-ups, squats, or whatever you can. All right. So when a person is basically working out, he releases the toxins out of the body. So that will definitely help boost the mental energy of a person, right? So this is my personal recommendation. Meditate. So it could be just a 10-minute breath work. It could be pranayama. It could be um, anything that makes you feel tuned in, right? So I personally do a good amount of pranayama. That means taking deep breaths. Yeah, doing the breath work. And also mantra meditation, that has personally helped me so much. So, or if that is not your thing, you can just sit in silence for a few minutes every single day and just to tune in, right? So yeah. So what that does to you, what does meditation does to you? It basically calms you up, it sets the mood, it tries you're going to get the whole picture, all right? You get the things cleared up in your head. So yeah, that's what it does. And less screen time. We are either watching our laptops, phones, televisions, tabs. We're only doing this majority of the time, right? So what happens if you continuously watch these screens? You won't be able to think in a better way. You get really lazy, your mind gets slowed down, you see. So creativity decreases, you won't be able to remember things, you become like a goldfish. A goldfish, it forgets every 3 seconds. So even if you see, the focus of a person is hampered when he is continuously watching phones, laptops, and all these screens. His focus is hampered. Your focus will reduce if you continuously watch screens. Then definitely you can't remember things. So you have to decrease the screen time, right? Stop watching destructive content. What is destructive content? Do you know? 30% of the world's internet is only invested in watching pornography, right? So this sensual content, what happens? It kind of drains your mental energy, you know? So you have to learn how to control your mind. So if you cannot control your mind, then what happens? It will control you, and obviously you cannot do what you want to do, right? So keep a check on that, right? All right, let's look at this. You observe. Whom should I observe? You have to observe how native speakers speak and pronounce. Look at their expressions. Okay. Now, I don't have any native speakers in my life. What do? So, you watch movies, interviews, English speaking friends. You see how they speak, how they talk to you. Observe them. Listen to podcasts, watch YouTube videos, and maybe radio in your car, or teachers who teach you the language, right? So, observe them, observe their pronunciation, observe their choice of words, observe their expressions, right? So yes, let's get this right. Books are your best friends. So when you're reading a book, you're basically traveling into the world of the writer, the author. So when the author has a great character, you're basically improving yourself so much. And not just your personality, but also your language will be improved if at all you're reading on a daily basis. Here are a few of my book recommendations you can see on the screen. So these are my personal favorite. Like, you could choose whatever you want to read, but if at all I have to recommend, these are my recommendations. So make sure you read every single day. I do. Journaling. I do this as well. This has definitely helped me out over the years to improve my language. So what you guys can do is you could make a to-do list, the list that you have, the things that you have to do throughout the day, you want to do on that particular day. You can make a note of that. um, you can also write, just in case you missed in the morning, you can at night write what you have done that particular day. So maybe make few sentences. There will be certain times when you kind of miss few words. You don't know how to express yourself. Whatever you have done. Say for example, you're falling short of vocabulary, so you could just take a dictionary and find meanings, and then you can write in your journal, right? So you can also write your highlights of your day. Highlights of your day means the good things that you have seen on that particular day. Maybe you have looked at a child smiling at you with a bright face, so maybe you can write about that. Maybe you have seen a beautiful sunrise or a wonderful sunset, so write about it. So practicing gratitude will definitely help you to have a clearer mind, and that will definitely have an impact on your language, right? Or you can write your weekly goals, the goals that you have for the week. You can write what you have learned that particular day. Maybe you have learned something from a video you watched. Maybe you have understood a quality from somebody. Maybe you have appreciated something from someone. So write about it. You can write your ideas, thoughts, stories, quotes, whatever you wish to. So I'm sure you're much creative than I am. So you can add such things. So let's get to the bonus part. You ready? So I'm now going to share what I personally follow to improve my language, to maintain it. Okay, so here are few fun tips. I hope these will be useful to you guys. The first one, I observe my favorite Instagrammers. So the app that I primarily use for social connections is Instagram. I follow influencers, good people online through YouTube and Instagram. I read their posts. I listen to what they have to say. So this way, I'm always in connection with the language, right? So that could be useful to you guys as well. I read every single day. Like I mentioned, I cater about 15 minutes, a minimum, every single day to read something. So that's just a minimum. But I have to read. I've got plenty of books to finish. So you guys also can kind of keep a goal. Like by the end of this month, I will finish this book. By the end of the year, I'll finish these many books. By the end of this week, I'll read these many pages. So you can think. You can plan like that, right? I journal, like I just mentioned about journaling, right? So I write down stuff, I write what I have to do, and I check off whatever I finish. I write my thoughts. So writing in a journal is like crucial for me, because I kind of feel accountability whenever I look at the diary. So that's that. And this is a fun tip. I sing. Yes, I do love singing, and I don't think there is anybody who might not like singing, okay? So pick up one nice song. Maybe you will have a favorite, so listen to a couple of songs and look out for your favorite, and try to hum the song. This way you will definitely improve your pronunciation. You will learn a lot of vocabulary. Usually many of the girls like Taylor Swift songs, so you can check them out. And boys, everybody likes One Direction, and what else? Coldplay. People listen to Coldplay. You can also listen to them, or maybe Justin Bieber. You never know. Okay, so I watch shows, interviews, movies. I listen to Vedic lectures, or health related lectures on a daily basis. You could try that as well. Here is my favorite tip. Like from my childhood, I have been practicing this. Like anytime I buy something, maybe a package, maybe a box, maybe a bottle of serum oil, I flip it back, and I read the description. For example, I have an instant smoothing serum bottle in front of me. I'm trying to read it, okay? So, for an extra smooth result, follow the L'Oreal Paris Smooth Intense program. Cleanse and smoothen with, L'Oreal Paris Smooth Intense Shampoo. So I keep reading like this. You see, for the first time, the L'Oreal laboratories have harnessed the power of argan oil, which is rich in essential fatty nutrients, to provide 48-hour protection. The formula shields your hair from the effects humid or dry weather, like unruly, unmanageable hair. So all these kind of things, I flick back and yeah, I read. I read stuff from packages. I don't know if you guys do, but I do. So yeah, that is also a fun way to read something in English, isn't it? So yes. And the next one, talk to colleagues and friends, mostly in English. If you already have friends with whom you speak in the native language, then perhaps speaking in English again, like it might seem uncomfortable at the beginning, but just in case you're making new friends, then with them, what you can do is you can tell them that you're comfortable speaking only in English, do not talk to them in your mother tongue. Then obviously, you're just missing a chance to use the language, right? So, talk to people in English. Yeah. Yes, I love commercials. It's weird, but I love to watch interesting commercials. Not stupid commercials, but yeah. So you can listen to the commercials, you can read what's written on billboards. I mean, billboards means the ads, the huge ads that they put up outside, right? With big banners and things. Yeah, you can read them. And keep using what I learn. This is crucial. For example, you get a puppy, you name it Coco. So if I say, Coco, come here, it might not understand. It might not realize that Coco is its name. So after you repeatedly call it for a week or two, then it will understand that, okay, Coco is my name. So on similar lines, so you have to kind of practice the patterns or the vocabulary that you learn. You keep practicing them so that when you want to use them in a conversation, it is more an involuntary action rather than you kind of searching for words and things, right? Okay, quotes. You can either write your own quotes or you can read quotes written by someone. So I do that. I love reading quotes, proverbs, and such sentences, inspirational sentences. I love listening to them. Yes, subtitles. So when you watch any movie or series or maybe news also, so you get the subs in English, right? So see on YouTube, right? So you basically read them, and that way you can definitely learn new vocabulary, new sentence patterns, phrases. Yeah. Okay. And this I do it. I Google almost everything. I recently purchased lotus root from a supermarket, and when I get home, what I do, the lotus roots are lying on the table. I want to know something about them. I Google and I read about the nutritional information. I read about the health benefits, the side effects, yeah, and all that. So I get information. So it's a win-win situation. I also get information. It's a great practice for my language. I will learn new vocabulary. I will learn new sentences, right? So yeah, you could also do that. And last but not the least, super consciousness. You have to practice super consciousness. Like until last time, I did not know that I was actually practicing super consciousness from many years. Like I'm pretty different from my friends. I mean, don't mind me talking about myself, because I'm talking about myself because, you might find it interesting, or at least I am finding it interesting. But anyways, so yes, recently I've understood that I'm a very super conscious person. Whenever I am in a situation, like I live in the present most of the times, at least. Like if I am just looking across the hall, I am thinking, why is this here, and what is this, how is this made of? Like for example, I have a stuffed monkey toy in front of me. So I have this stuffed monkey, and it's got, how is it made? What is it made of? It's got cotton inside. It's got the fluffiness, and it's got eyes. It's got nose. It's got a ribbon. So where are all these materials coming from? So I'm always trying to get to the roots, right? Like try to think back, where is it coming from? So this is called super consciousness. Like you will kind of have questions, why is this here, what is this exactly made of, right? So have inquisitiveness. So super consciousness is nothing but having inquisitiveness, asking why, what is it made of, okay, where is it coming from? So asking these questions around you, so this will definitely enable you to expand your language knowledge. All right, I hope it was useful to you guys. These are a few of the tips that could be useful, so practice them as much as possible. And I wish you loads and loads and loads of happiness and lots of knowledge. And cheers, guys. I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much. Bye bye.